Hi, I'm Maya. I'm 30, recently divorced, and for 3 years I quietly carried my mother's rent. Every month I watched my bank account shrink while she lived as if nothing was wrong. Tonight our family dinner smelled of garlic, cheap wine, and tension. Forks scraped plates. Glasses clinked. Mom beamed like she owned the room. Then she laughed, sharp, deliberate. How does it feel to be useless? The words landed like knives. My stomach twisted. Old reflexes screamed at me to apologize, but I didn't. I met her eyes and said calmly, "Feels great." I let a pause stretch. She didn't know yet I had stopped paying her rent, and I had proof. Before we go on, where are you watching this from? A quiet kitchen, a car, a space you finally call your own. Echoes of life is here with you. It started after my divorce, when I moved into a tiny second-floor apartment. A couch that smelled faintly of detergent in someone else's life. Boxes everywhere. And the first call came. Mom was crying, hard, uncontrollable. "They're raising the rent," she sobbed. "Your father doesn't care. I can't do this alone. You can't just abandon me." I stood in the middle of my half-unpacked kitchen. My hands shook, not from her voice, but from exhaustion, heartbreak, and the weight of always being the one who fixes everything. I said yes, just until she got back on her feet. The relief in her voice was immediate. "You're a good daughter," she said. "Better heart than your father." That was the first transfer. 1 month turned into 3. 3 became 12. And then counting stopped because counting was admitting it. Every hint that I couldn't keep giving was met with sharpened words. "No wonder your marriage failed. You only think of yourself." Or worse, when I hesitated, "You're lucky I still claim you as my daughter." I kept the payments secret. Dad couldn't know or he'd shame her. The family would side with him, so I carried her need like a backpack of bricks. Rent, utilities, internet, emergencies that never ended. Meanwhile, she whispered in living rooms and over brunches, "Maya's unstable. She can't even keep a marriage." Every time she said it, I sent another transfer. Money became proof that I still belonged. Dinner tables became performances. I smiled, nodded, played the good daughter, while my bank app bled silently. Each month was the same: coffee, phone, banking app, transfer. Then I'd stare at what remained and breathe shallow. My own rent came late, trips canceled. Clothes stayed in the drawer, work became the alibi. Thank you, never, praise, only in private then erased in public. At birthdays, "Maya's still figuring life out." Everyone laughed. I swallowed because the app knew the truth. The snap didn't come at dinner. It came last month, a Tuesday morning. My car wouldn't start. Repair shop quoted a number I didn't have. My account overdrafted because her rent hit first. I called her trying to sound calm, expecting concern. Instead, judgment. "If you managed money better, maybe you're just not cut out for adult life." I stared at my phone until tears blurred the numbers. Then I opened our messages, years of just one more month. Crying emojis, guilt-laden threats disguised as love. That night I decided. I printed everything. Bank statements, transfers, screenshots. Every single month highlighted until the pages looked bruised. I recorded calls not to punish her but to stop questioning my own reality. And then I did one more thing. I signed a new lease in my name only, a place I could afford, a place I controlled. I slid the lease into a thick envelope with the receipts. Tonight wasn't just dinner. It was the line in the sand. I invited everyone because she rewrites private conversations for sport. Not this time. Forks scraped. The restaurant buzzed around us. Mom laughed, attempting casual. "You know how sensitive Maya gets," she said. I didn't flinch. "Not joking. I paid your rent for 3 years. Utilities, too, 36 months. Dad's fork clattered. He blinked, stunned. "Rent?" he asked. "Diane, is that true?" Mom smiled, rehearsed. "Exaggerates, that's all." I slid the envelope forward. Statements, screenshots, my new lease. Mom slapped her palm on it. "Mark, don't." Dad moved the papers gently out from under her hand. Slow, firm, he opened it. Pages spilled across the table. The totals, the transfers, the messages. Mom's mask cracked. "I didn't want to stress you," she insisted. No, I said. You cried, and then said it would be my fault if you disappeared. Neighbors glanced over. Mom noticed. Dad stared at her like the truth had weight. That's when my Aunt Sarah stepped in, calm, steady. I've heard enough, she said. This isn't new. Remember the credit card in Maya's name? Grandma's furniture money, same script, different victim. Dad read the papers again, then at me, then at Mom. For the first time, he looked awake. Mom, she looked afraid, not of losing money, but of losing her version of the story. Please, she whispered. People are starring. I pulled my phone. Recordings, dates, times, names, her tone for years captured cleanly. She gasped. You recorded me. I got tired of feeling crazy, I said. Sarah placed a hand on my wrist. Let her talk first, she said. You don't have to burn everything down tonight. I nodded. I wasn't sparing her. I was sparing myself. Starting next month, your landlord calls you, I said. Not me, I'm done. Removing my name from everything. Her face lost color. You wouldn't dare. I already did, I said. Dad finally spoke, slow and heavy. Maya, is this why you sold your car? Why you were always short? Mom jumped. She's bad with money. She's blaming me. No, Sarah said. She's finally telling the truth. I chose a different power. Quiet, firm, invisible to the chaos. I opened a group chat with only those who mattered, Dad, Sarah, Grandma, a couple cousins. I attached the folder, statements, screenshots, timeline, hit send. Phones buzzed, eyes widened. Dad's jaw clenched. Mom stared at my screen like it was a weapon. What did you do? She demanded. I made sure the truth can't disappear. Not online, not rewritten, not erased. For the first time, I felt calm. Not numb, not fearful. Calm, I wasn't begging to be loved. I was choosing safety. Dad finally said, this ends. 3 months later, my mornings are quiet. My first thought isn't money, it's coffee, oat milk or regular, just that. My phone stays silent. No guilt texts, no emergency calls. My bank app shows growth, not threat. I moved into a better apartment. Only me pays rent. I stopped covering her chaos at work. Boss noticed. You seem lighter, she said. Mom lost her apartment, cut off financially. Denial ended. And when she reached out, neutral ground, no money, no insults, I set terms. And for the first time, I held the choice. I wasn't useless. I wasn't the victim. I was finally unavailable to be used. If this story hit home, like, share, and subscribe. Echoes of Life brings you stories of quiet strength,